Hello and welcome to the Trading Post podcast, where we unlock the secrets of business-to-business trade, dive into powerful networking strategies, and share my exciting journey of using a podcast to market my business instead of relying on SEO. I'm your host, Trader Stu. Hello and welcome back to the Trading Post. This is Trader Stu, and I want to talk about networking items of interest, I guess, this morning. I was on my way to work, and I was wondering, what is on the checklist of most entrepreneurs when they open a new business and see what all the different avenues there are. Obviously, there's chambers and things of that nature, but I was just kind of going through the list in my head and then wrote them all down. And if I'm missing any of them, let me know in the comments and see if there's anything that I missed, because I don't know all of them, of course. And I did some research, of course, and there's some that I forgot about, and they're in here, but I want to talk more about them. So let's get right into it. So first of all, why does networking matter? Because in the day of a digital age, where all we do is we think about the grand scheme of things, or the big open networking area, such as LinkedIn, let's just say. And yet I have anything to come from LinkedIn. I know that's a long ramp up situation, and I would like to, of course, utilize it more. But in the end, we're more of a local economy, or local association or group, larger than a chamber, but smaller than somebody who can sell national or international platforms for their web hosting service, or, I don't know what else would be an example of like a nationwide salesman that would utilize LinkedIn real well. I'm considering trying Sales Navigator, and if you have any experience with Sales Navigator, let me know. I'm actually going to start replying to people who message me in LinkedIn and see how well it works for them, because it's like $90 a month, I think it is, for a single license to use the Sales Navigator. But hey, if it works, it works. And if you consider the fact of how much fuel costs and driving around and doing it that way, and then time and money with that, then hey, it makes sense. $90 isn't so bad. That's what, 3 tanks of gas. You know what I mean? So you think about it like that, then maybe it's not so bad. But anyway, B2B sales is what I'm basically doing. And I thought about it on the way to work today. It's not really sales. It's a membership, or a membership application. I sell or I sign up people, if you want to call it like that, for Metro Trading Association, of course. And what we are is, a group of business owners that buy and sell from each other before we go into the open market. Well, it's kind of like a chamber, like I said. So is it a sale? It's more of like enticing somebody maybe to see a benefit of something that would be worth their while. It's not like I'm selling software. It's still B2B though, But I think now more than ever, if you can network, you're going to do real well, because everyone's trying to just skip the networking part and utilize things like, the internet to other in LinkedIn alignable. And I use them. I use them. But I think you got to have a multifaceted approach rather than just one or the other. So marketing is, of course, I would say you need 7 different things to put yourself out there and market effectively for business growth. And also that opens the door for referrals, of course, as well, right? So first and foremost, chambers of commerce, it's what you should join. Is that on your not bucket list, your list of things that you should join when you open your business? Are you like, all right, so we got the phones figured out, the internet's figured out, we got all of our supplies and whatever. So now, next up, join a chamber. or does like a chamber come to you and then pitch you like, hey, you're new in town, you should join a chamber? Or is that part of this, like when you go to a file for your license, business license for the town, are they like, oh, and here is your Chamber of Commerce application? Or how does that work? I talk to people at the chamber and I say, hey, what do you do for your marketing? And she's like, oh, I go out and I visit new businesses. So I think they're kind of like doing the same thing that I might be doing, in a much, much smaller scale, of course, though, and much more targeted, obviously. And chambers also offer a lot of, I guess, professional development and guest speakers and mentoring, because you're going to get to know everybody there. It doesn't take long, but to attend several chamber events, and you start recognizing familiar faces, and it makes going to those events a lot easier and less, I guess, provoking to get in. So when I joined our company was already in the Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce here, and I was just asked to start attending events because we are paying for membership and it was not being used. So I immediately joined PCN Group, which is their preferred client network. And that's like a free benefit that you get by your membership. And that alone is worth the cost of membership, really. The PCN groups are like a B&I group in this area. And, B&I is like wicked expensive. I think it's upwards of $1,300 or $1,400 last time I checked for membership, because you have to pay the application fee. I think that was like $600, and then the first year, and then I think there's a monthly fee. And they're very strict, right? You got to come every Thursday. When I was going to them every Thursday morning at, I think it was 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. And it's an hour and a half meeting, and you got to come with a referral or closed business or a one-to-one. Again, very good things to get into. But if you don't have time to commit to that, it was like a second job to me. And especially I became a vice president because I was doing so well with it. I mean, I was making money with it, but it's as good as it is as what you put into it is what you get out of it, I guess, right? So, and also it worked for me because I was with ADT Security at the time, selling small business alarms and security cameras. So, it just made sense. For what I do now, selling trade memberships, it's kind of like it doesn't really reciprocate well, because if I find somebody and I bring them into our membership, I am not going to give somebody business that's not in our association, right? It doesn't make any sense because everyone I know and do business with is a member of the trade group. So they're not going to pay cash. They're going to pay with trade. So if I hear someone say, hey, I need a plumber or whatever, then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to go to my B&I group and be like, hey, plumber Jim, like I have a referral for you. This guy needs plumbing. It doesn't work because the guy in my group is going to, dude, why did you refer me to somebody that takes cash only and no trade, right? So it didn't, unfortunately, those kinds of groups for me or anybody in the barter and trade industry, it doesn't really work. I was trying it again with a different spin on it, and I did sign up some people, right? But I couldn't reciprocate. But the cool thing is that once the people who were in that group joined, then it worked out for them because I was able to say, hey, I did close business with you and this and that, and it looks good. But anyone that wants that kind of business has to sign up. So it almost feels like, I don't know, I don't say it feels like shady to say, oh, hey, if you want business, you have to sign up. But hey, that's just the way it is, right? So next up, I found this one. This is what I didn't know about earlier, was SCORE. And that's something that I forgot about. That's about for business to business. There's mentor programs that you can get a hold of, people in there that do donate their time for free. There's volunteers and partners and sponsors, and you can donate. So there's a lot of that in there for the mentorship programs. And it's backed by the Small Business Association as well. And the cool thing is you connect with other experienced entrepreneurs for their guidance and support that maybe have done what you've done. So someone once explained to me in one of the groups that they're in, what is it called? I'm finding the business card right here. Where's the business card at? Here we go. Education, planning, resources. So I feel like this is a bunch of people who have a lot of money and a lot of time, and they're probably like millionaires, right? Because there's no, you don't have to pay to use this. They just help you, or your kids. It's meant for kids. Actually, it's for kids. They help the kids get spun up into different programs, and there's no charge, and it's all sponsored by them, from what he explained to me. Anyway, so there's that. Then that'll be part of the entrepreneurs organizations in the next group, national, international networking groups. So this is the EO or entrepreneur organization, peer-to-peer networking, mentorship, and global events for business owners. Then also, like I said, Business Networking International, or BNI. There's also LBN, the Local Business Network, which is actually a member of Metro Trading Association for a long time. And so you use your trade dollars to pay for that group as well. So like I said, that's referral focused networking. It's there's regular meetings every week. It's structured. There's a plan. You go to one meeting. You can visit other groups, right? And I do that all the time. And with no intent to join. But if people are in that group, they're dedicated to finding business. And I'm like, hey, dude, I can get you business. If you're like a carpet cleaner or any kind of trades job, electrician, mechanic, whatever, restaurants especially, I can give you business. That is for sure. But they probably have the same approach. I don't know if I've ever brought anybody on, to be honest, by visiting a BNI group, because they're like, oh, don't do business with him until they sign up. I know they're doing that because I used to do that as well. We bring in a guest and they would pitch us, and then we would say, don't do business with them until they sign up. We'll use that as a cookie that if they sign up, they'll get business because they always want new members, new blood, right? So it doesn't matter to me. I like going to meetings like that, and it's not a waste of time for me because either way, it's brand recognition. I'm showing my face. I'm going to things. And I think that when you just put energy like that out into the world, out into the universe or whatever, that it comes back, maybe not in that exact same way. So maybe I won't get somebody to sign up with me, that morning or the next morning, whatever, in that group that I'm at. But I'll just get like a random surprise phone call from somebody. Happened the other day. He was like, hey, I forgot. Doesn't matter. It was the trivia guy that I met at a different networking group weeks ago, and I forgot about him actually. And he just called up and he was like, "Hey, I'd like to get the business into Metro Trade and see if we can work together." I'm like, "What?" I was so confused. I was like, "Are you saying you want me to use your trivia, or are you asking me to bring you in the group to refer you business for the trivia games?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm not used to people calling me and being like, hey, sign me up right now. I want business. Usually I got to explain it. It's a whole thing, and so, but me attending other networking groups and events, it was just kind of like I put that out in the universe and it just kind of returned to me in a different way. You just never know where it comes from. It's crazy how it works. But anyway, one thing I have never joined yet, but I am very familiar with, is the Rotary Club. My grandpa was huge in the Rotary in Frankenmuth, Michigan. And I used to attend all the events with him, and we used to make homemade pretzels for the Bavarian Fest in Frankenmuth. I used to love doing it. I looked forward to it every year because it was just like this really cool energy in this commercial kitchen, and everyone had a station. Everyone had a bit, thing to do. And it was like the people who were making the dough. Then you had the people that were loading the dough into the rising machines and had this really cool conveyor belt that made the dough rise, right? And then once that was risen, then you take the dough out. Then I was at that station where I would cut off a predetermined amount. I weighed it. I think I probably did. Anyway, I weighed it, and then you get a chunk of dough, and then you roll it out into a pretzel. And I got really good at making pretzels. And then they went in a pan, and then I wasn't allowed to touch it after that because they were hot, and I was like a kid. So there was you don't even get burned, right? So, but I loved making the pretzels, and I thought that was just so cool. And then to see my pretzels being made and then enjoyed later on at that carnival, or not carnival, but the Bavarian Fest, it was cool. And I was, God, I don't even know how old I was. I was, definitely grade school, definitely before junior high. I was, maybe first grade through whatever, 6th, 7th grade, maybe 5th grade. It doesn't matter. But anyway, Rotary's cool. I like that. I like the fundraiser they do, and also the Lions Club. And then there's another one in here called the American Marketing Association. This one I didn't know about, the AMA. You network and learn opportunities for anyone interested in marketing, not just marketers, is what their deal is. So I am going to Google this one and maybe get involved with American Marketing Association, because this sounds like something that would benefit me. Let me look, let's see real quick. AMA. Let's see if that comes up. AMA Marketing. Let's see what happens. Okay. AMA Professional Seminars, American Marketing Association. Here we go. All right, you marketing leaders, strap in for a wild ride to the neon-drenched psychedelic landscape of 21st century advertising. We're about to dive headfirst into the exciting realm of Get Prepped, a video game that's not just a game, but a revolutionary way to market your products to the masses. Picture this. You're sitting in your living room, eyes wide with wonder, when suddenly you're transported into a virtual world where the lines between reality and fantasy blur like a dolly painting in a microwave. This, my friends, is Get Prepped. And it's about to turn the advertising world on its head. Get Prepped is here to help. Forget everything you know about advertising. This isn't your grandfather's Madison Avenue approach. This is the future, and it's as breathtaking and thrilling as a sunset over Las Vegas. Imagine your product right there in the hands of your potential customers. No ad blockers, no skip buttons, just pure, unadulterated exposure. It's like delivering your message directly to the consumer's heart. And the reach? My God, the reach. We're talking about an industry 3 times the size of movies and music combined. It's a behemoth, a leviathan of capitalism that makes YouTube look like a public access channel in BFE. But here's the kicker. The amazing opportunity that'll have you smiling all the way to success. It's affordable, cheaper than many traditional marketing methods. For the price of a year's worth of SEO snake oil, you can have your product showcased across the virtual wonderland for eternity. So listen up, you innovative thinkers. The world is changing. If you don't change with it, you'll be left behind, a relic of a bygone era, like phone books or human decency. Get Prepped isn't just a game. It's a ticket to future of advertising. The wave of the future is coming, and it's either ride it or be crushed beneath it. The choice, you visionary leaders, is yours. What do we got here? So community, it's an essential community for marketers. Okay, I am going to heart this actually and save this to my favorites because this is, what would this be under? I guess networking in my folder. So let's see, what's the events? Maximize ROI with budget management, patient acquisition through effective marketing. So this is, all right. Yeah. www.ama.org. They have conferences, events, training. There's a job board, publications. Cool. I'm going to look at that later. Like I said, I just literally put together this list, and I was like, I need to make a podcast about this real quick before I lose my train of thought. ADD kicks in. So their professional groups is what the next one is. So this one is what I would like to be in the barter. I would like barter or trade groups is another, or other professional groups. Why can we not get trade or barter groups in here? You know what I mean? Because we're all over the country, all over the world, really. And I think that we are great to get your name out there and utilize our broad reach of services and all the marketing, I guess we do for all of our members. You know, we do a text blast and email blast, and you're on a directory and you get in the app, and the brokers, when they call people, they talk about you and they're like, hey, we got a new member and they do this and you should use them. And, you know, we do a lot for our members. That's what the monthly fee is for, you know, the $19 a month that we charge. That's what that goes for. It's a lot of work to, of course, do it. And then we don't get paid until you get business, really, because we get the commission after you close the business. So, or, you know, close the deal. So there's that. Let's see what I'll say. Oh, LinkedIn groups. Okay. Digital networking platforms. Okay. I watch YouTube videos. I listen to podcasts. I'm on LinkedIn through, Metro Trading Association and the Trading Post podcast. I think you can find me either way if you look in LinkedIn. Anyway, I get traction, I guess. So what happened? Okay, LinkedIn. So before I got my job again back with Metro Trading over a year ago, I just deleted my LinkedIn because I was with, it's so weird how life works. So I was in a job that I really liked. It was for Douglas Dynamics, which is a SnowX. I was at SnowX in Madison Heights, and I was just getting rid of all of my Metro Trading stuff because I found it in boxes. I'll never use this again, and I threw it away. And then what else was there? Oh, LinkedIn. So I canceled my LinkedIn account, and I was like, I'll never use this again. So I'm never leaving this job. I got a kid now. This is my gig. I'm going to retire here, and I'm tired of all the riffraff or whatever you call it on LinkedIn, the messages and this and that. And it doesn't apply to me. I don't want to get headhunted by a recruiter. I'm not leaving. I'm comfortable here, and this is it. And I deleted it. I don't know how much longer later it was. I think it was definitely within the same year. I got laid off, and me and like 45 others out of the plant got laid off. So I was like, well, that was dumb. I should have just like put my account on hold, or I guess. I don't know. I'm one of those guys where I just like pull it and be done with it. I just flip the switch. There's no hold. You got to like close the door before we can open another, I guess. And it works. I mean, I got back in this job, but now I lost all my contacts on LinkedIn. And honestly, really, I don't think it matters. I don't think it does make any difference because I think that I really just need to pay for the sales navigator version of it. Anyway, but also I'm on Alignable, which I was impressed that the search that I looked for on, what did I type in? I actually used Perplexity, not Google. It was networking opportunities on your list when you opened your business is what I typed in, and it just gave me, a bunch of things to look for. This one is Alignable. I like because it's like LinkedIn and Facebook like had a baby, I guess you could say, right? So it gets rid of all the complaining Karens on Facebook and all the, I don't know, whatever else. I got off of Facebook in 2020 because I got too tied into COVID and ranting, right? And then on LinkedIn, it's for me and my business and industry that I am in, not the podcast. If I was in the podcast, yeah, I mean, I guess that's why I added the podcast, really. First of all, why not? I'm talking about trade, barter, and business to business networking and things of that nature. But in the podcast, so I mean, I don't know. It made sense. Anyway, Alignable is like more of the local group for LinkedIn. It's designed to keep you in your own community. Even though I have connections outside of my state, I try and keep the connections to just where we are Metro Trading Association is that does business with. So I say Great Lakes. Really, we're from Bay City down to Toledo, and we dabble a little bit into Indiana and Illinois, and I call it MIO, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, or MIO or MIIO, MIO, whatever, Great Lakes, right? So I just try and keep the connections that I make, that I look for, in Alignable, just to that area. Now, this is something that you can't do that I know of unless you found out a way that you can just only link with people in LinkedIn in a targeted area. I can't find anywhere where you can do that, which is how I ended up on Alignable, actually. So I don't know. I'm an ambassador for Alignable, so I'm a big fan. I've actually gained membership from Alignable. I like how they do the online. It's like a Zoom calls they do multiple per day. The reason I wanted to join the Alliance in Alignable is for the in-person networking, which is real. I think the real action happens. And I even started my own group with another lady, Dr. Mary, who runs Susie Q's Kids. And we call it Networking with Kids. And I tell you, they do a lot of work for you for promoting it. And our first event, I think we had 5 or 6 people there. And for a first event with a 30-day out window, I liked it. I didn't want it to be too big anyway. I didn't want like 20 people showing up to the first event because I had no idea how it was going to go. But, I didn't want just me to show up either. So I thought that was a good balance. Anyway, so, and then next up was networking after work, which is why I started networking with kids, because I don't like being away from my son any longer than I have to be. I'm already at work all day from when I leave the work or leave the home at 9, get home at 5. That's enough for me. I don't want to go out. I do it because, like once or twice a month isn't so bad. I'll go and network, like a chamber has a Biz and Brews thing. I'll go and do that. But to do something all the time, I don't really like going out and putting in a big day for networking. So my whole deal with networking with kids was to bring your kids along so you don't really miss them, or they get the benefit of being around you, or you are on them and you can watch them, and you just network and pass business cards out for an hour or two and go on about your all's evening, So, and that also includes online stuff. I've tried doing online things, but My kid's too little yet to leave me alone, and online stuff doesn't work. I usually never even sign in because I just can't get away. I can't disappear. He knows I'm in the basement, or he knows I'm upstairs, right? So he's asking for me because I haven't seen him all day. So there's that. And then next up was events and conferences, trade shows, which I should have gone to today. There's a restaurant trade show or conference thing going on, Business Expo, I guess, over at the Novi place. I should have gone, but it's $40, and then for me to go around and hand out business cards, I don't know. Maybe next year, but doesn't matter. And then there's breakout sessions you can go to, discussions, and that helps make personal connections or like in-person events. So then the virtual events is cool because you can get a broader reach, and it's convenient. Usually you can do it at your desk, of course. Then you got the organic every day. I do this all the time. I always have business cards in my wallet, always. So I'll go to maybe a coffee shop. Maybe I'll have a one-to-one with somebody. I did it the other day. One-to-one, paid for the coffee, gave the business card. Hey, I can get business your way. And every time I'm with somebody and I do that at our one-to-one, they're always like, oh, yeah, I should do that more often. And to me, it's just like, it's a no-brainer, man. I do it when we're even on the weekend. Just my wife and I were out shopping like the other day. It was at a children's clothing resale shop, whatever, right? And our kid's little, so he wears through things or goes through things fast. So we like to kind of like not recycle, and it saves a ton of money, but just buy used clothes for kids. I mean, whatever, right? So I was like, oh man, this place is cool. She had a cool place. She had toys and games and, shoes and clothes and strollers and my God, everything you can think of for like toddlers and under. This lady had it. I was like, you need to be a member. So anyway, still working on that one. But either way, I mean, that's just at restaurants. I do it all the time too. So what else we got? Chance encounters. That's the other one. Leave your, cards in your wallet, or I just got that like a digital business card, and I have the app on my phone, so you can scan the QR code. It goes to my link tree, and then, or I have I got a wooden one, digital business card with the NFC chip in it. And I'm trying to make it till I can stick it to my shirt, like with magnets. But really, I think what I might do is make it on one of those retractable things and just have it zip back up. But anyway, you tap your phone to it, and it gives people my link tree. So that's how I do that. What else we got here? Mentors. I don't know. So I go to this place called the Velocity Center, and it's all about the mentorship thing and the peer support, and I like it. I go there. It's first Friday of the month. It's in Sterling Heights, Velocity Center. And I met a lot of great people there, and I look forward to going to that all the time. I'd love to get an office in there one day. So it's like a co-working space, but you can also pay for your own private office as well. So, or you can become a mentor yourself, I guess, if you have the time. What else we got? Community services and volunteering. This one I've actually thought about. My wife and I talk about this all the time, like Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions Club. I never heard of Kiwanis until I was in BNI, and one of our insurance guys was in Kiwanis. But my grandpa was also in Lions Club and the Rotary, so Lions Club as well. So I don't even know which one did the pretzels. I thought it was Rotary. Maybe it was Lions. I don't know. They all blend together to me. But anyway, yeah. So there's those, and then volunteering in local events. I need to do that as well, and then wear, I guess, some swag. I don't know if is that appropriate? I guess you wear a T-shirt of where you're from. I don't know, maybe, I guess, but I haven't done it yet. So it's hard right now. My kiddo's under 2, so there's little, after hours things, like I said, right now. But when he gets older and we start homeschooling him, there'll be plenty of things like this to do, really. So, right. What else we got? Tips for networking success is, I always say, you set clear goals and network your, with a purpose. Find out what your interests are. Don't, I guess, go too broad too fast. Like I'm literally trying to dial back. I thought about just like deactivating my account on LinkedIn again, just so I can focus only on Alignable and not get distracted, for example, because I'm going too broad, I think. Anyways. And then that goes with the quality over quantity thing, right? So build quality, meaningful relationships, and not just a long contact list. And then as I get more referrals that way, of course, Follow up after meeting someone new. I have a bullet point in here, and I was just talking with somebody about this yesterday. And you hear about it all the time. People go to these networking events and they do all the work. They set the time. Like I did it's called Coffee Talk. It's at 7 a.m. till 8:30 for the chamber. It's every Friday, or the first Friday of the month, I think it is. It doesn't matter. Anyway, and you meet like 70 people at like speed networking event, and you get a stack of business cards at the end of it. And people always say, I get to these networking events and I have this stack of business cards. I'm like, cool, look at all this like money in my hand, right? But truth be told, they end up going into the desk drawer and they disappear until they recollect pretty much the same ones again next month and do rinse and repeat, do it all over again. I utilize AI to follow up with those contacts. Now, not everybody, like bankers, I don't connect with, I don't really I don't see much benefit. So I don't really follow up with everybody, but people I think that I could, I definitely do. And you get replies, at least you get your name out there and you're like, hey, this guy at least connected with me. Very rarely do I get an email of somebody I met, of a follow-up. It never happens. I think one time, and it was actually a graphic designer, I think is what it was. He sent me a follow-up email. I didn't do business with him, but nonetheless, I know what his business card looks like. It's round. I know him when I see him. And if I ever meet a graphic designer, or if I ever need one, I know we have him, I think, in the trade group, but I might call him and be like, hey, you guys should sign up because I have immediate business for you, or whatever, right? So I'll give him a good deal. So there's that. And it's pretty much wrapping it up here, I guess. So build your own networking plan. I say join at least one local group, do a digital platform. I don't know about mentorship, but that's in here as well. And yeah. So do something that stands out too. I have, I guess people say, like a very eclectic or style. People know me when I walk in the room. I'm always wearing a hat. People don't wear hats. So I just made myself, I always wear a hat anyway, cowboy hat. So now I have like a nicer cowboy hat for like work. And it's a smaller profile cowboy hat. It's like a wool one anyway. And yeah. I don't know. I guess I dress like as if I was working at a trading post back in the early days, kind of, but updated. And that way people identify me. Or you can be the person that has always the cool shoes, or always the cool glasses, or always the cool whatever, right? Insert something here that makes yourself stand out from the crowd. It's personal branding. And attend events. And it gives you at least a talking point, like my digital business card I was using as a name badge. You can try that, for example. So anyway, that's it for now. It's long enough. And get out there, try something new, get on a platform, do a local event, and whatever you do, be good or be good at it. The thoughts and views expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and do not reflect the official policy or position of Metro Trading Association. Although the host is an employee of Metro Trading Association, this podcast is intended to educate entrepreneurs on the benefits of professional trading regardless of their location. Additionally, the host reviews various pieces of camping gear due to the Association of Trade, Barter, and Prepping.